Welcome back. Welcome back. It's me, Erica, and today's reading is going to be about what are your spiritual abilities or gifts. We're going to do pick a pile, and I'm going to go ahead and pick the cards for those piles right now. So, give me 3 cards for pile number 1. What are their gifts, spiritual gifts and abilities? Pile 1, spiritual gifts and abilities. 3 cards. All right. 1, 2, 3. It's pile number 1. 1, 2, 3. If I can fucking get it. Pile number 2. 1, 2, and 3. So this is for pile number 3. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. So go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale. And channel, focus in, and pick which pile that you believe is your pile. And if you don't feel like it's your pile, feel free to go to the second number that you had a calling to. Okay? And if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. You know, check back with my other videos to see if it's tuned in to you. All right, let's get to it. All right, pile number 1. Let's see what cards came out for you. What are your gifts? We have the giveaway. We're going to put them upright, okay? Earth. And very nice, the medicine wheel. So straight away, you have giveaway, earth, and the medicine wheel. And I feel like what it's trying to say is that your spiritual abilities and your gifts, even though you haven't tapped into them maybe fully yet, you are a healer. You are a healer that probably works with earth in your magic, as in you could be doing some kind of magical practice where you use herbs. You could be using candle magic. You can be even just being in nature helps you cultivate that energy to put into your magical practice. You could be somebody that connects with earth a lot, that you care about nature, you care about environment, you care about animals, you know. You could be thinking about going to a plant-based diet, or you may already be on one. And with the giveaway, I feel like you have a big heart. And that is one of your superpowers, is that you have a big heart, and it is easy for you to give love, to give affirmations, to give compliments, to give. Okay. One thing that is important that I'm hearing with having that gift being the giveaway is that you make sure you're not giving too much of yourself. Right. And with the earth, make sure that you're grounding. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself first, and that you're giving source energy to people and not your own energy. That is very important for practitioners and for people doing Reiki and energy healing, and even, psychics and intuitives, that we do not give of our own energy to people, that we connect to source. Source gives us an unlimited flow of energy, and through that unlimited flow, we give to people. Okay, I've seen a lot of people that don't really understand their gifts, and I've gone through this as well, where I give of my own energy and I end up being very tired after readings, very tired after giving advice, very tired after being with people, because I didn't know I was giving them my own energy, and I wasn't channeling source to give them, that flow of energy. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some additional cards to clarify each card. All right, so with the giveaway, let's see. Clarify giveaway for me, Spirit. Oh. One fell out. Okay. All right, So the Nine of Wands fell out, which is very interesting, which you would think that the giveaway and the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, would be in conflict with each other. But I feel like you have gone through a lot in your life, which is why you are so easy to give a part of yourself away, or that you help people so easily, because you know how it feels to be in a position of need or want. And in a way, it's like you almost tried to subconsciously heal that part of you by giving to other people so freely, because you wish that you would have had more support or more help in those times. And therefore, you don't realize a lot of times you overextend yourself, because it's a way of almost trying to heal that part that you went through. All right. 10 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, you went through again. You've been through a lot. The 9 to the 10. But the good thing is with the giveaway is that, so a lot of your energy that you have given away to possible toxic people, or just toxic energies, the cycle is ending. The worst is behind you. So you are learning almost to put up boundaries for yourself, so that you can stop going through the pain of, oh, I should have known better, or I should have left that relationship, or, you know, I wish I would have told that person no, or I wish I would have been able to get off the phone when I, you know, whatever it is. You are finally learning to put up boundaries because of all the stuff you have been through. You realize that people will take advantage of you because you just freely give away of yourself. And so with those boundaries, it is definitely going to strengthen that gift, not hamper it, because you're going to start learning of when to give and who to give. And you shouldn't give to everybody. When you give to people that are not in a good place, or are kind of toxic themselves, or are just wanting to use people, you are enabling them at that point. You are enabling them to stay in their current mentality and position of using people and not doing better for themselves. All right. So I feel like, there is a situation that you've been going through where you're feeling a disconnect from your childhood, or like somebody from your childhood. It could be a sibling, an older sibling, that you feel like you almost have owed them something because they took care of you when you were a child. And so like now as an adult, you are in a place where you are binding your own self mentally, even though it's not necessary. What I mean by that is that you feel almost like a duty to this person, because, you know, it could even be a parent that they took care of you in your life. So now that they need help, you need to take care of them. But you don't see that by overextending yourself and by giving them a part of you when they're not willing to change is actually putting you in bondage energetically, and putting them in bondage as well, because enabling comes in. You know, people can't get free of whatever they're going through until they hit rock bottom, until they're tired of being tired, right? Because until then, you're comfortable enough in your own bad behaviors or your own toxic mentality. Even when you don't realize you're toxic, you're comfortable enough to know, like, to feel like you don't have to change. And I feel like, so you're in a place where you actually feel kind of stuck because of trying to learn boundaries. You're trying to learn boundaries, but you don't understand. Okay, so it's like a part of you feels like it's almost dying because you're having to force yourself to stop giving away yourself so easily, your energy or your love, your support. And it feels like, well, I don't know what to do if I'm not that person. Like, I don't know how to be mean, when it's not mean. It's just learning to be assertive, right? Because all your life I'm feeling like you haven't really been able to tell people no. Like, you wanted to be the nice person. You wanted to be seen as the helpful person. You wanted to be seen as this just overall good, humble person. But in reality, that has killed your power. It has killed your I am, your sense of self. And so you are having to relearn and retrain yourself of how to be grounded and stable within yourself, how to cultivate that strong sense of I am, and how to live in your power, but also be compassionate. We can be compassionate, but also have firm boundaries, right? So I feel like that's something that you're really working through right now, is trying to get through that place of feeling stuck, you know. But I feel like you are going to go through some subconscious upheaval, of, okay, so Spirit might want you to do some shadow work of digging into your past of why you've always wanted to be a people pleaser, basically. And it's like, I don't think you meant consciously to be a people pleaser. You know, it's just that you have always been more of a sensitive person. You have always been more of an idealistic person, that you romanticize life and romanticize how humanity should be. Could be a Pisces somewhere. But I feel like, so you are going to go through some shadow work, or Spirit wants you to start going through some shadow work and really start uprooting. Investigate what happened in your life, what happened in your childhood, what happened that formed that idea of, I don't want to burden people with my existence, basically. And I want to help other people as much as possible, because as long as other people are happy, I'm happy. Which is a very, it's a very toxic way to think, because you will never ever give yourself what you need. So you will always give other people what they need, but you will always be half empty, right? So let's go ahead and look at Earth. Clarify Earth for me. Clarify Earth for me. Clarify Earth for me. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So it seems like you're working on money. Yeah, definitely. You're working on yourself and you're working on money right now. And with that Earth energy, I mean, you have 2 Pentacles, right? With that Earth energy, it's the more you ground yourself, the more you're going to see a change in your life, a change in your money, a change in your stability, a change in how you don't feel like you're in survival mode anymore, that you will start feeling like you are finally like being able to enjoy life. And so with the ability to really connect to Earth, I feel like the more you use that, the more you will see things grow, and it will grow without even having to really try that hard. I feel like you will be able to reap like double benefits, like things that people will do. You know, it might take them a year or 2 to get where they are. You'll get there in half the time. Or like the work that they have, you will yield double the rewards. I don't know how to say it, but it's like you will have like double for your trouble, basically. And I see that like you will be recognized at work as well. The more you really get into yourself and really get grounded, get into nature, really commune with earth spirits, nature spirits. It's interesting. I feel like you do have that ability to kind of read energy, to really, earth is a realm that really makes sense to you. And so the more you connect into that, the more that you lean into that, the more that you spend time in nature and, you know, connecting, grounding, take your shoes off, you know, get into grass. It's funny because it's going to translate into your money a lot. People are going to really like give you praise and recognition. They'll be like, yeah, man, you've seen the work that they've been doing. Like, they're really good. Like, yeah, they should get a promotion. Or, or even if you go on a entrepreneur venture, I feel like whatever you'll be doing, you'll be recognized. The more you get into who you really are, the more you'll be recognized for what you do. Okay, we have the 9 showing back up. That's interesting. So again, I'm feeling that with the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Cups in reverse, I'm really feeling with the Earth energy, it's trying to say that there are some things you need to let go from your past as well. And I feel like you can go outside and give that back to Mother Earth, to Gaia. Go ahead and you can write down those childhood traumas that you had. When I was a child, I was made to feel small. When I was a child, I was made to feel unimportant, or my parents didn't pay attention to me, or I was bullied for looking a certain way. Write down those things, get out in nature, write it down and bury it somewhere, and give gratitude and thanks to the earth for transforming those things within you. That's very interesting. What else about this ability with Earth? I feel like when you go out in nature, a lot of ideas are going to come to you. A lot of inspiration, a lot of creative flow will come to you. I feel like that's where you're going to be able to connect to spirit the best, is when you're out in nature, when you're outside, especially if there's some kind of water around you, even better, flowing water. I feel like that will really help you get in tune with your spirit and with spirit. And even like any questions that you have about life, when you go out in nature, you're able to receive those answers about, when you're needing guidance. Also, I feel like you should be giving offerings to Earth. So whenever we do rituals and stuff like that, in a lot of practices, it is very common to give back to the earth. You take from the earth, you give back to the earth. Also, you ask spirit for something, you give an offering in its place. And I'm seeing that giving some kind of offering back to nature, back to Mother Gaia, is going to yield. You're going to have a very good connection with spirit and with Gaia. And it's going to be a very beneficial, like you might even be doing something again that has to do with like protecting nature, or being an advocate for nature or the environment, or just trying to live more, in a way with a less carbon footprint, So I feel like as you keep honoring, our earth more and more, the more you will see that, nature in a way will like help you out. So last message for Earth. Again, I feel like being out in nature is going to help you get out of your head a lot. If you're feeling anxious or you're just kind of feeling lost in life, go out in nature, connect. And I feel like it will take a lot of that anxiety away, especially taking off your shoes, taking off your socks, and grounding with earth. If you have any excess energy, you can channel that through the ground and it will help stabilize your energy. And especially if you might be more of an emotional person, or you have trouble stabilizing your emotions, again, grounding in nature will help you with a lot of that. All right. So, last but not least, the medicine wheel. Let's see. Healer. Or clarify the medicine wheel for me. Clarify the medicine wheel for pile number 1 about their spiritual abilities and gifts. Clarify the medicine wheel. All right, we have, it's so crazy that like kind of the same cards come out because these are 2 decks put together. This isn't one Rider-Waite tarot deck. This is 2. So the chance of them coming out, it's interesting. Whoop, there goes my camera strap. Okay. So we have the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. And the 9 of Wands in reverse. So I feel like stop waiting around. And stop thinking you can't be the healer. Or be a healer. I feel like, you might doubt yourself in your abilities. And you're kind of scared to move forward or even to start practicing because you're like, I don't know enough. I haven't been looking to this stuff long enough, or like, I just don't think that I'm ready for it. I need to do more work. And I'm hearing that now is the time. Like, these things are not, they don't come from academic studying. Like, of course, technique is perfected through reading and practicing and researching. However, the innate gift is there. You're born with the gift. The gift comes naturally. So you don't get the gift through reward. It's always there. It's always been there. But of course, it's going to be enhanced by you working with it. And the more that you work with it, the more spirit will show you what to do. So get out of your head and stop thinking that, you're not ready for this. Because you absolutely are. Yeah, definitely get out of your head. Stop trying to overanalyze and let your analytical mind saying, no, that's just my head. Like, no, that's not really what's going on. Nope, I'm not ready for this. Like, you absolutely are. Get out of your head. Interesting. I feel like the reason why you're a healer is because you've had to really work on negative self-talk and addictions. And addictions can be anything from, like drugs and alcohol. It could be sex addiction. It could be gambling. Anything. It could even be like self-harm. But you've had to overcome so much in your life. And usually that is the path of the healer, the wounded warrior, the wounded healer. A lot of us go through mental illness, or what we think is mental illness, but actually it's just our gifts manifesting and we don't understand it. And we go through self-destructive behavior because, man, it's hard to really deal with being an intuitive or sensitive, but not understanding what you are. And so we see the world and feel the world in a different way than most people. So it makes us feel like we're aliens, which we probably are anyways. But it makes us feel like we're outcast. And, unfortunately, most people don't have anybody in their lives to teach them how to overcome. So we use destructive behaviors to self-soothe, right? So that is a lot of your journey, is you're going to help also a lot of people get through their own addictions and their own mental struggles. That somebody is struggling through, say that, they see things, and, the modern medicine will tell you, okay, well, you're crazy, or you're hallucinating, or that's just, your imagination. But you'll be able to work with them and be like, yeah, I see those things too. This is what that means. And this is how you cultivate that gift to actually help you out, right? So I see yourself here working on yourself, working on your stability, working on your finances. And I feel like working on yourself spiritually is going to help bring more money in. Because you are replacing negative beliefs about money through spiritual healing, right? But B, I feel like everything that you're learning is preparing you to be in the field of healing. Like you'll be able to quit your day job one day in order to focus on healing. With the Three of Wands, I feel like it's just reiterating, stop thinking it's so far away. Stop thinking it's something that will happen 3 years from now, that will happen later on down the road, and you have so much to work on before it comes. Like, no, time is now. Start acting now. Start practicing now. Start teaching now. Start whatever it is. Even if it's like, start a little blog, and even if nobody sees it, start acting as if this is who you are now, right? Whatever it is that you feel is your niche, your modality of teaching and healing, get into it. And as you get into it, you might find out, okay, I really don't like, I don't like doing tarot, or I don't like doing runes. Like, okay, well, that might not be your thing. Maybe it's Reiki, or maybe it's shamanism. Maybe it's like really working with like soul retrieval, or maybe it's more so like being a medicine man or woman, You just have to keep digging into stuff, and spirit will show you the way. Beautiful freaking message. Great message. So pile number 1, I hope this resonates, and I hope you got something through it or from it. And I hope to see you soon. Love and light. All right, pile number 2. Let's see what spirit says that your spiritual abilities are. Ooh, okay. So we have magic, 33. Okay. We are off to a great start. Fire. All right. And eagle. Awesome. Wow. So I feel like pile number 2, I believe we are all very gifted, but it's very clear how gifted you are. Pile number 2. We have magic, so I feel like you definitely work with different types of magic, whether it be like traditional, like Wicca or Hoodoo, Espiritismo, Santeria, whatever it is. You probably actually pull from a lot of different practices and make your own practice. That's very interesting. I feel like you have definitely known you've been a magical being since little. You probably had not weird abilities, but abilities where you could like tell what people were thinking, or, have dreams about the future, or have dreams about what's really happening in people's lives, and just a very intuitive child. And I feel like you are really tapping back into that magic that you've always known you've had, but you might have shut it off because it's really hard to live in both worlds. Really, really is. I feel like a part of your magic is your energy, your ability to harness your energy and your emotions and to focus it into your intention, into your magic. And it's funny because I'm seeing that like when your emotions are off, your rituals or spells like go wrong. Like you could have like candles break, like if they're in a glass or whatever. If you use any glass or plates, like they break, or like the candle goes crazy and starts like dripping everywhere, or like the flame is too high. Just like things, your emotions really have an impact on your physical world. That could also deal with electronics messing up when you're emotionally volatile, lights, burning out bulbs really fast. Yeah, like electronics, your car messing up. When you're emotionally, out of control, or just feel out of control. I definitely see that you have psychic vision as well. For me, the eagle is all about psychic vision. That you can see things coming, and you can see things that other people can't. The eagle flies high, right? The eagle can fly high and see things that obviously, like, if you're not flying with the eagle, they see things you can't see, right? They're also able to see things from far above, pinpoint, such as a whatever, the prey, and it can swoop down and get it. So to me, that's saying that part of your magical or spiritual abilities is your ability, really, it's a lot of psychic vision. Like Christianity would call it seers or prophets. So I believe that you have a lot of that abilities, clairvoyance. Either you see things in your waking life, you see events before it happens, you get feelings of things before it happens, or you have dreams about it. That's powerful. Huh. Okay. Well, I can conclude this message already. But let's go ahead and clarify. All right. Clarify for me magic. I believe that you have a lot of like ascended masters or ascended guides in a way that are really trying to connect with you in this lifetime, because I feel like you are an old soul. So therefore you have more like work to do in this lifetime. And the reason why you have such heightened gifts is because you have lived a lot of lives perfecting these gifts, So a lot of your power or abilities come from previous lives. So let's see. Clarify magic for me. Clarify magic for me, please. Alright, one more shuffle. Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. And we have the Hierophant. Interesting. So with the Ace of Wands, I feel like a lot of your life, your magic has been kind of like off and on. Whereas a lot of your magic is, how can I say this, dependent on how you feel or how much belief you have in yourself. That's what it is. So it's like it really doesn't turn on until you're really in a place of like spiritual groundedness. Like you might have bouts of magic, as in you might have dreams and stuff like that, and precognition and, feel spirit or whatnot. But the real magic comes when you are really tuned into yourself and you are really passionate about growing that. So pretty much, I feel like a lot of your magic comes from when you are really rooted into, like, knowing that you're here to help people with your magic. That knowing that you're here to be a teacher, to be not a guru, but like to be somebody that people are going to look up to for wisdom and knowledge in a lot of different spiritual and metaphysical areas. I believe that you will or can be, depending on what you want to do with your life, that you can be in like a, what do you call it? Like an authority in your own industry. So I mean, you could even be teaching people, magical practices and whatnot. I believe that your ancestors, I'm getting that your ancestors are stepping forward and really helping you in your journey. You come from a line of a lot of mostly women. And if you're, not a woman, it doesn't matter, but it's your mother's side. I feel like that side has attributed a lot to your powers, really. Or even on your father's side, but it's like the women. It's the women on the sides that really have worked on these kind of things, and the ancestors are stepping forward to help you in your journey and to give you guidance and like little nudges, like, oh, well, have you ever tried doing this? Or like, hey, what about this kind of magic? Like, let's do this. Or like, yeah, well, you should first use cascadia and cleanse stuff, like spirits and your ancestors are helping you in your journey to really further solidify you being a teacher and a spiritual mentor in this lifetime. Let's see. Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles. Yeah, so I feel like whatever ideas come to you, run with it, because it's going to bring a lot of abundance in your life. I feel like that your spirituality can be your life purpose and also your income. And I hate to say it like that because it sounds weird, but like, you will be paid for who you are. That's exactly a mantra or an affirmation. I am paid to be who I am, meaning I am paid to be a spiritual being. I am paid to be a magical being. I am paid to do magic and to be magic and to read magic and to research all these things. I am paid to be a mentor, someone that guides and teaches people how to tap into their own magic. And I feel like it's going to be very lucrative for you. It's the King of Pentacles, like all that abundance, all that greenery, all that lavishness, like, and not to say like, I think the spiritual community kind of has this stigma of, oh, well, if you're really spiritual, you shouldn't be spending your money on yourself. Nah. Like, okay. I believe, and I heard this from a guy, I forgot what his name is, but Skylife, she is a YouTuber and specifically hangs out with other spiritual YouTubers or people. And one dude, she was like, is this hypocritical to live in this mansion, being a spiritual person? And his reaction was priceless. He was like, you know what? We are as above, so below, as within, so without. Therefore, my physical surroundings will always match my inner vibration and my inner surroundings. I am very wealthy and abundant in spirit. Therefore, physically, I have a lot of wealth and abundance. And so I was like, oh, that makes complete sense, right? So don't feel bad you're going to make so much money that you're going to have a lot of things in life. You're going to have a lot of nice things. However, I feel like even though you have a lot of nice things, you're going to build a very solid community around you. And you're going to be a community, like a big figure in your community, helping your community, helping youth, helping children, helping guide other people to a better life, and using your money in investing in people and in investing in your community, so like, even though you're making a lot of money for yourself and you're living very comfortably and doing what you want with your money is also going to be used in, building centers, building, giving to charity. Like, you're going to do a lot. You're going to be like the Oprah of the spiritual community, right? And it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be weird at first. Like, at first you might be like, I don't know what to do with all this. It's so crazy. I never thought I would be here. But you'll eventually get into that real settled mentality of like, this is who I'm supposed to be. Also because my life needs to reflect what I'm teaching. Right? So if I'm teaching, getting aligned and getting, focused on your intentions for manifesting and all this shadow work in order to remove obstacles, and that we should be abundant in all these things, like, my life needs to show that too. I can't teach these things if I'm not living it. So don't feel bad for living it. It's our time to have the money. This is the time in history where the people that should have the most money in this world are the people that are spiritually sound, that are spiritually evolving, that are spiritually working on themselves. So the people that are spiritually bankrupt need to be physically bankrupt as well. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is a time we really need to start a movement. We need to start a movement where we don't feel chastised for having a lot of money and being spiritual. That we are showing our work through our physical manifestations as well. And that, you know, people will look up to the spiritual community because they'll be like, dude, they have it all. Like, look at them. Like, look at their lives. And then on top of that, they're helping everybody. Like, that's what we need to do. We need to get our shit together, right? So I feel like, also I heard financial advisor. So I don't know if you're in school for finance. If not, when you start making a lot of money, get a financial advisor. Have them worry about where to invest your money, what portfolios to have for stocks, what, you know, all those things that have to do with your money management. Leave it to somebody that spirit will lead you to. Okay? Spirit will lead you to somebody that you can trust to handle your finances and to invest for you. I received that for myself. That's good as hell. Okay? So for the last of magic, we have 7 of Cups and the 6 of Swords reversed. So I feel like, okay, with this magical ability and the ability to bring in a lot of money, you need to be very careful in where you spend your time, who you spend your time with, what you spend your money on, who you spend your money on. Basically, be very careful of the seeds that you sow, because whatever you sow will come back to you. So if you sow in fertile ground, you reap the rewards. But if you sow in bad ground, you're going to reap the consequences, right? And so stay in that spiritual eyesight where you're always seeing what things really are. Because I feel like if you get too intertwined with the physical 3D world, you know, and you're starting to use your physical eyes instead of your spiritual eyes, it will set you back, you know, and then it'll set you back, right? And you'll have to revisit lessons. You'll have to revisit things, and it will keep you from moving forward. Okay, so be very careful of that. And also what you use your magic for. I shouldn't, you know, have to say this, but just in case, because not all people know this, don't ever use your magic and your own willpower to change somebody else and violate their free will. That is one thing I've had to learn in my life, and that I will always live by now. Don't change anybody. You can't mess with free will. When you start messing with free will and start using your magic to, you know, influence people against their will, it will come back to you, and it's not pretty. And it's weird because it usually comes back and like the way that will mess with you the most. You know, if you have trouble if you used to have trouble with like mental issues, it'll manifest like as in feeling going crazy. If you know, are afraid to like lose things, money will just start flying out of your hands. Anyways, whatever. That's a universal law, karma, action, consequences. You reap what you sow. So take that as however you want to take that. So with fire. Clarify fire for me. Clarify fire for me. What is it about fire that is a spiritual ability for pile 2? What is it about fire that is a spiritual ability for pile number 2? One more. Okay. That's interesting. So you have 6 of Wands and the Justice come out right away. So I feel like a lot of that fire energy that you have, you could have fire in your sun, moon, or rising, or even Jupiter. But I feel like with that passion, but that ability to like harness your energy, harness your emotions in order to fuel magic and to fuel intentions, like you could use it a lot for like success. Like you have learned to almost transmute it into people seeing you as this light. Like wherever you go, people are like, they see you, you're different. They see that you're different, you know? Wherever you go, people see that you're different, but see it in a very positive way. And everybody almost like wants that. They're like, oh, I want to be around that person. Oh, I want to be with that person. Oh, I want to be like that person. Oh, that person, that person, that person, you know? And why is it Justice here, though, with the fire energy spirit? So I feel like with the Justice, even though, like, you might, again, become pretty well known for your abilities and for working in the spiritual community, but just make sure that you balance it out. So it's all about balance. You don't want to let that fire energy get out of control, because what's going to happen, it's going to be like a forest fire or a wildfire. You need to learn to contain and harness your energy where it's balanced, so that you know when to use it, but you know when to, you know, set it aside. And I feel like a lot of that's going to be from having a very strong root chakra, but heart chakra as well. You know, your heart chakra is going to, it's almost like, I feel it's almost like a mediator between your higher self and your lower self, right? It's in the middle. So in order to really have that balance of knowing who you are and being very powerful and knowing who you are and manifesting, is having a very strong heart chakra in order to always be able to be in the right space, like always making ethical decisions, you know? Because I feel like because you're going to be well known and like you're going to be in the public's eye in a way, people will try to scrutinize your decisions, your actions, how you are, the words you say, things you do, what you post, what you look like, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like having a strong root chakra is going to help you not give a fuck about what people think about you, but also your strong heart chakra is going to help you like have compassion for these people, because you're like, God, they don't know who they are. Like, I feel bad for them. Like, love and light, send it your way, because dang, that sucks to not know who you are so much that you have to get into other people's business, you know, which is like America or like the world. That's what we do, right? It's terrible. But I feel like also people are going to look at you as a very strong decision maker. Like they're going to see you as somebody where it's like, oh no, this person, when you have a problem, you go ask them, because they will give a very solid, objective, third party answer. And it's always very balanced, and it's very, you know, emotion taken out of it. And it's very practical, you know. Let's see. The Judgment in reverse and the Four of Cups. So with this fire energy, I feel like There's something in the past that you're not really seeing. And it's kind of preventing you from healing. Is you have a lot of red and green in here, right? Interesting. So I feel like, okay, Spirit, what are you trying to say? Oh. So somebody might come from the past, and it would make sense because it is, we're in retrograde season right now. I think Mercury and Venus are in retrograde right now. Usually in retrograde, the past comes back. So I feel like there is something in the past that you need to deal with that is almost has you a little shut down in emotions. And you don't even realize that this is going on. But there is something in the past that has affected your self-esteem and how you see yourself in the world. And that kind of makes you a little more of a loner. And that kind of makes you almost like not want to be seen. So it's interesting because you're going to be very, I'm not going to say very famous, but I mean, you're going to be more famous than the average person. You're going to be very intertwined within the public. A lot of people are going to know who you are, especially within the spiritual community and with your local community. So I feel like you are almost scared to be seen, or you're scared to have attention on you, even though like that's the life you're going to live. So there's something in your past that happened that really stunted your growth in that area of like having enough self-confidence to be seen in the world. And so Spirit is going to work with you in that area to heal that area. Spirit's going to take you back, and it could be during a meditation that this comes to you, especially in nature. It clicks. This is why I've never wanted the spotlight on me, or this is why I've never taken a leap of faith to go out on a limb of things I wanted. This is why I never put myself out there. This is why, I was always scared to start my business, whatever. Once you realize where it came from and you work with Spirit to heal it, I feel like that's really going to like level up your abilities as well. And you're going to see that you are even like controlling your energy or controlling your emotions and using it in your magic is going to be even greater. It's going to definitely take you to another level. Just be very careful of feeling less than. But I feel like, again, so you have 2 9s, which is interesting. The 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 9 of Swords upright. So 9s are all about cycles ending, right? And you have the 1 and the 9. So I feel like that's saying your own cycles within yourself that have limited who you are, that have limited your ability to see your worth, that have limited the amount of money that you've been able to make, that have limited your trust and belief in yourself are ending. And I feel like you're going to start having dreams about it. Like you're going to have dreams about your past, or you're going to have dreams where you're almost having like closure within your dreams. And you're going to have a lot of dreams, because I feel like now Spirit wants you to really heal those parts of you that feel like you're not good enough, that feel like you can't go after your dreams, that, you're scared of what people might think of you, or that you're scared that you'll fail. And so I would say pay attention to your dreams, especially over the next 3 to 6 months, I'm hearing, The Spirit's going to show you a lot about yourself and a lot about your subconscious. Your subconscious thoughts is going to come out a lot. And you really need to look at your dreams and what they're trying to tell you. Interesting. Okay, so last but not least, I did not mean for these readings to be so long, but got a lot of information. Eagle. Clarify Eagle for me for pile number 2. What is Spirit trying to say about your gifts regarding Eagle? I just heard not everybody is able to fly that high. Huh. Spirit really wants to do a lot of things with you. And a lot of the stuff that you've gone through is in order to get you to a certain height within yourself, a certain level. And Spirit's saying not everybody can go through that. Not everybody can, first of all, go through all those things you've been through, come out better for it, and also rise yourself to a level of evolution within yourself. And having the ability then to help people get to that too. Not everybody can fly that high. And it's going to feel like home to you. All right. So we have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. So I feel like this is saying that, you know, a lot of your life you've been very ungrounded, and you do struggle with not being grounded. You struggle with not feeling like abundant enough, not feeling like you don't have much to offer, or that like you know that you have abilities, you have a lot to offer the world, but then your mind then will come in and be like, yeah, but is it enough? Is it enough? Is it just a pipe dream of me being a healer or a teacher or doing the things that I love? Is it enough? Or do I just need to be realistic and just freaking get a day job? And I feel like if you were to do that, you would be miserable. So it seems like your everyday life really gets in your head. You look at kind of like, okay, you're not getting a bird's eye view of where you are in life. So as every day goes on, you're like, not where I want to be. You know, people really don't respond to my videos. People don't really respond to my work, my products that I'm selling, or whatever it is. Like, you feel like people are not really responding. You don't feel like you're making progress. Bottom line, you don't feel like you're making progress in life. You feel like you might be going backwards. You just feel unstable. You feel like because you're not making the money you want to make, you feel like you're making zero progress. When in reality, the Chariot is here. So yeah, physically, it might seem you're not making any progress. That physically, it might seem you're going back. Spiritually, baby, you're making a lot of progress. You're making the Chariot progress. You know, you're leaving the old behind and you're moving forward. You're protected. You're balancing yourself, and it's like the next chapter in your life. 7-7, right? You are learning to develop spiritual abundance first. And so even though it's not translating yet in your life, like, if you keep going this route, it will happen. All right. You really got to get out of your head, though. You got to get out of your head, and you got to stop feeling like you're not enough or you don't have enough. That will also hinder your psychic abilities. When you get in your head too much, it's really hard to connect to spirit, right? Because you're engaging the conscious mind, you're engaging ego. So you really need to quiet your ego mind. You know, when things look like it's bleak, stop engaging with that. Know that spirit always has a plan, and it always has a plan that's for your highest good. So that no matter what things look like, they're always working out for you, and things are always working behind the scenes for you. So what was for your destruction is going to be for your creation. Like things that were meant to be bad for you are going to end up being like a part of catapulting you into your future, into your passion, into, where you're trying to go in life. And it's funny. So Judgment in the reverse came out again. Tired of seeing that. But it's interesting. 10-10, so again, cycles are closing out. But I feel like right now in this season, in this retrograde season, loose ends are being tied up. Things are being closed out. Loose ends are being tied up. Cords are being cut that they don't need to be, attached anymore. Belief systems are changing. And I feel like, are going to start having even more messages from spirit. Like as you are letting go of these limiting beliefs about yourself, as you start looking at the bigger picture and start being grateful for where you are and where you're going, and as old energy is being cleared out, whether from spirit or whether you doing, magical rituals to clear them out or using energy healing, to clear out attachments and all those things. I feel like you're leveling up within your abilities, and you are going to have a new level of, vision. You are going to be seeing even more clearly. Now you are going to be able to tap into your clairvoyance more, your mediumship more, your, whatever claircognizance more, whatever is your prominent abilities are going to strengthen, but also your secondary ways that you receive information are going to strengthen as well. You're going to get more messages through your dreams. It's very interesting. Money is coming in, but it's just manifesting. It's going through the spiritual realm first. Things manifest in the spiritual realm before they come to the physical, right? There's like a delay. And just keep working, keep going. And you'll see all those things come into play. Just keep going, keep being consistent, keep working on yourself, I'm also hearing uncovering truths about yourself. The more you dig deep into yourself and heal those parts of yourself, the more baggage you let go of, and then the higher you can fly, right? Beautiful. All right, pile number 3. That was your messages. I hope it resonated. And I hope to see you again. All right, love and light. Hello, pile number 3. So let's check out, what are your spiritual abilities? What are your spiritual powers? Okay. So we have the drum. That's pretty cool. We have the drum. We have Wild Woman. Very nice. And the Sorcerer. That's pretty straightforward, you little magical beings, you. All right. So let's go ahead and clarify. Oops. All right. Clarify the drum for me, please, Spirit. Clarify the drum for me. Clarify the drum for me. All right, 2 more times. All right, so let's see. We have the Magician in the reverse. Move that over. And the 7 of Wands upright. So, with the drum, I feel like it's saying that a lot of your spiritual abilities come from connecting with energy. Like sound really helps you connect spiritually. And I feel like that this is almost like an initiation to go to the next level in your life. The drum skin, or the drum, is all about, so the Native Americans would use the rhythm of the drum, like for journeying, for going to the upper world, which they believe like the upper world, the lower world, so there's different worlds. And so like drumming can actually induce a state of like trance, which would really be beneficial for healing. Oh, I feel like I'm trying to leave my body right now. Sorry. So, Spirit's saying that like a lot of your spiritual ability is going to come through you being able to go with the rhythm of life, with you being able to connect to those deeper parts of yourself and do the healing that Spirit's trying to call you to. So a lot of you, or whoever picked pile number 3, you feel like you don't really feel really magical right now. You haven't really been in touch with that part of yourself that could freely manifest, the magician within yourself, which is crazy because you have the sorcerer. I feel like because you've always had just been in survival mode, because you've always been in survival mode, protecting yourself, protecting your heart, you were never able to connect with the magical side of yourself, or like you would manifest things, but it would come out wrong. You know, if you manifested love, the person wouldn't be that great. Or if you manifested a job, the job actually didn't end up to be that great. I feel like Spirit's asking you to take a different direction in life. So you have 15, 1 and 5. So I feel like there's changes that are coming, but it's going to be changes about yourself. And those changes within yourself are going to really awaken a lot of your spiritual abilities and a lot of your magical abilities. Yeah, okay. Crazy. Out of 4, you've had 3 major arcana cards, which represent your spiritual journey more than your physical journey. And I guess that's really been your spiritual journey has been learning to transition from feeling helpless, from feeling like you weren't really connected to the universe, to really understanding who you are. You went, from the fool to the world. Like, wow. So as you start really connecting to yourself and getting out of survival mode and going with the, the beat of the universe, really connecting to your heart, really starting to do some like deep soul healing and journeying, you have this like new lease on life, and you're finally understanding what your journey in this life is supposed to be about, and that life isn't supposed to be hard, that life is supposed to be a fun journey through evolution and finding yourself and living your purpose and, helping other people on that way. And I feel like you are going to find yourself becoming a lot more carefree. The more you heal yourself, the more you're going to let go of worries about what's going to happen, worries about your past, what you should have changed. You're going to come to accept all of that and accept all those things about yourself you used to guard yourself against. And you're going to know spirit has me, universe has me, the creator has me. I don't have to worry about those things. Like nothing bad can happen to me as long as I fully trust in the universe and know that everything happens for a reason and for my highest good, right? And as crazy as it is, a lot of times, fucked up things happen to us. And it's hard to see how that could ever translate into something good. But even just being able to help other people heal through the same trauma, like you're helping the collective, you're helping raise the vibration of Earth by helping people heal, right? And so I feel like you're coming into a phase where you're really coming into yourself. And I feel also that your divine masculine and feminine side are healing. Doesn't matter what you identify as. Those polar opposites, the yin and yang within yourself, because everything in this universe is duality. Hot, cold, light, dark. Everything is duality. It's a law of the universe. So the dualities within yourself are healing and are going to start working together. And that is going to really, oh my God, what amazing cards. So this, and you might even start practicing drumming. They're not that expensive to get into. They really, really help with meditation. And if you get into, Native American practices or indigenous practices where it's about like soul journeying and soul retrieval, and getting into those trance states, like, it could be really beneficial. Just saying, you might have a natural knack through it, and you might have a natural knack of you might heal yourself by drumming and singing, and it might not even be real words, or you might just be singing, no words, just notes, and it could just do an amazing job of healing the wounded child within yourself. I'm hearing that. So with the Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, you are really stepping into who you are, like I said. And with that comes a renewed sense of stability. And I'll let you know right now, it's going to be a long journey. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be something that you're going to be working on for a long time, of healing and becoming more grounded and stable and working more towards, raising your vibration, which will bring in more money into your life. But by doing this too, you're closing out old cycles within your life. You're closing out patterns in your life. If you kept meeting the same kind of people that were not good for you, if you kept finding jobs that were not good for you, always feeling like you had to guard and protect yourself, you're closing that out. That's over. And now you're stepping into a phase of things are going to be so much easier for you. You're not going to have to feel like you're fighting for what you deserve. It's going to just come to you. And your luck is going to change. Your luck is going to change. Things are on the up and up, and it's a direct reflection of you being able to use your gifts of healing yourself. So you are a healer, but I feel like you heal more through physical modalities, through sound and through music and through words, right? So through that, you're going to be stepping into a next phase of your life that is going to, it's going to blow your mind. So let's clarify Wild Woman. And I feel like I said, even whatever, doesn't matter what you identify as, I feel like the yin and yang within you are going to heal themselves and come out stronger. And I feel like especially the feminine side within yourself, I think a lot of in our culture, the feminine has been kind of demonized. And I feel like doesn't matter again what you identify as that part is going to come out more, and that is really going to aid you in your work and in your healing. And you're probably very intuitive as well. Let's see. So we have the Sun in reverse with the Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so I feel like you've had to really like dim your light a lot of your life. That you've had to, through your struggle, through protecting yourself and guarding your heart, like you've had to shut down. You've had to shut down like your dreams. You've had to shut down your emotions, your passions, and just had to, you felt like you've had to be practical. Like you've had to, like dreams are for the privilege. Like I just need to do what's practical in my life. Like I can't show the eccentric side of my life because, a regular job's not going to hire me if I look a certain way, or I'm not going to find a spouse or a partner if I really am who I am, because they'll think I'm weird. They'll think I'm different, and they probably won't want me. I don't want to really show who I am on social media because people would just think I'm weird or different or a creep. I feel like that's caused you a lot of anxiety. And yeah, with the 9 of Swords and the Star in reverse, that's caused you a lot of anxiety, and that's caused you almost like to give up on your hopes and dreams. But I feel like part of your abilities is it's creation. It's manifesting. It's receiving guidance from the universe in order to manifest what you want. Interesting. Yep. So a lot of your manifestation relies on you being like your emotional frequency. If you are very happy and content, like I feel like things flow easier. And when things are, when you're feeling like anxious and when you're feeling afraid, or when you expect the worst to happen, that's when the worst does happen. I feel that with your manifestations, like things are happening for you, right? Dreams are coming true. Don't feel discouraged because they're not happening as fast as you want it to happen. Also, interesting note, I'm feeling like Spirit's saying is guard your energy. Like, don't, how can I say this? So you are a lot of who you hang out with. So if there's some negative Nancy's in your social group or acquaintances or whatever, like you might want to kind of reel it back, your communication with them, because being exposed to all that negative energy or that limiting belief energy, like that rubs off on your life, and that can directly affect your life. So be very cautious of the conversations you have with people and the people that you surround yourself with. The Success Principles by Jack Canfield is a great book, and he talks about how you are the sum of the 5 closest people that you hang out with. So if you hang out with 5 people that have no ambitions and no dreams and no goals, like more than likely you're going to be in the same boat, or it's going to be really hard for you to move out of that mindset. And if you do move out of that mindset, chances are you won't be friends with those people anymore, because you really have to get with people that are on the same level as you. Even Snoop Dogg, in an interview, he said, when you start becoming successful, you and your friends are down here, right? But as you get successful, you start rising. And your friends that are not trying to do anything with themselves are still down here. So you have to make the decision. Are you going to go back down to their level and lose the success that you've had? Or stay up here and force them to either come up here or they have to, fall to the wayside. And it's not being mean, it's not being rude or malicious, but it's literally like, it's your life and you have to do what it takes to protect your life and your future. And if that means letting people go because they don't want to do better for themselves, then so be it. Because you'll meet other people in life that are on your same path and they will uphold and will lift you up. Iron sharpens iron. So make sure that you are with the same people, or people that share the same dreams and goals and ambitions and desires as you. I feel like you are able to manifest, like you're able to use moon magic or lunar energy in your manifestation. You could do like spells or rituals or whatnot. Or you just have more magical energy at night. Also, I feel like you are not somebody that is meant to walk. How can I say this? Like in Wicca, you have solo practitioners, and then you have people that are part of covens, right? I feel like you work better by yourself. I feel like your energy is so strong that if you were around other people, it would actually hamper your energy, because you have a crazy ability to tap into, how can I explain this, what I'm seeing? I feel like you have like a crazy ability to really tap into your subconscious, or like tap into, I really wish I could explain this. Anyways, so it's like, okay. In order to do group magic, like everybody has to be on the same page and everybody kind of has to be on the same level of belief, right? Because if you have one person that really doesn't believe it's going to happen, or somebody that doesn't feel as confident in the magic, like it almost like lessens the charge of the energy, right? So I feel like you have a really innate ability to believe in yourself when it comes to magic, or like if you don't yet, it's going to come as you really let go of negative influences in your life. And you're really going to see a different side of yourself where you're like, I never knew I was this powerful. Like I pray or I do a spell or a ritual, and then all of a sudden it pops into my life. I feel like it's better for you to do it alone, if that makes sense. Sorry that I had such a hard time translating that into words, but a lot of times, a lot of stuff I see in my mind's eye. So sometimes it's just hard to verbalize it. So, anyways. Let me get one more card. I feel like I'm getting one more card. So with the Empress in reverse, I feel like, again, a lot of your magic or your supernatural or spiritual abilities comes from you kind of getting into the divine feminine. Or you might start working with a goddess instead of a god. So I think that will help you connect more into your feminine side too. And it doesn't have to be, what we think is feminine, but, the yin side of yourself, the ability to receive, the ability to create, the ability to manifest, the ability to hold space, So I feel like that's very important for you to start diving more into the yin side of yourself, the receiving side of yourself, the subconscious side of yourself, right? In order to further your gifts. So let's see what the sorcerer has to say. I like that. It's interesting, the sorcerer and the wild woman. And they're looking at each other. Again, talking about the yin and the yang and them conjoining, them coming together and working together to be powerful. All right. All right, Spirit. Clarify the sorcerer for me for pile 3. Clarify the sorcerer for me for pile 3. Excuse me. 2 more. 1, 2. Okay, let's see. Put that over there. We have the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse with the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. Let's put this over here. So, with the sorcerer, the sorcerer is all about, it's like the magician. So you're creating something out of nothing, right? Let me see if I can get any more intuitive hits off of this card. Okay. So I feel like with the sorcerer card, Spirit is asking you what parts of yourself are holding you back, what parts of yourself are hindering your abilities. This can be subconscious beliefs that you don't even like see about yourself or know about yourself. So I feel like subconsciously, oh, that's interesting. So you have like light and dark energy here. So subconsciously, I feel like you really feel like money is hard, that the world is scary, that people really don't like you, or people really won't see you valuable, that things don't work out for you, and you just like feel kind of like a loner or outcast, deep down. Or it could have been something you used to feel and you've been overcoming. So I feel like a part of your, keep hitting this shit, a part of your spiritual gifts really rely on you reconciling this dark side of yourself. This part that is like your conscious mind, that is really at the forefront of your thoughts a lot when like you're coming, like when opportunity arises, or really when you really think about what you want to do about life. There's a part of you that's just like, nope, that's not for you. Like, nope, you'll never find the person of your dreams. Nope, you'll never do what you love for a living. No, you're always going to be in lack. And this is a part that you have to transmute about yourself. And I feel like that's interesting. 2 4s and there's a 4. Yeah, so your psyche, I feel, is greatly affecting your physical world. The way you think about money, the way you think about love, the way you think about security, even if you don't realize it, it's really showing up in your life. And Spirit's asking for you to step out and start doing something about it. Something needs to change. Oh, geez. So you have the Hangman with Death here, both in the reverse. This part you're transforming, but I feel like you're almost like resistant to it, or it's harder than it should be. But I feel like, through this video, through other videos, or through therapy, through your own reflections and meditations, you are, okay, that's an interesting thing, Spirit. You are seeing those dark things about yourself, those dark thoughts about yourself. You're seeing how that dark energy that like you always try to keep at bay is affecting your life. And the crazy thing about it, I feel like you're going to transmute that dark energy, not even transmute it. Like you're going to be able to harness it. So instead of it affecting you and making you doubt yourself and making you feel like you're not progressing in life and making you feel like a victim almost, I feel like you're going to, once you really do that deep shadow work that sucks, you're going to be able to harness that dark energy. And like, oh, that's so crazy. So I feel like, or I'm seeing that you're going to be able to use that dark energy in your magic. Like, or even in your, I don't know what kind of magic you would be doing. But that energy you're going to be able to use to push into your intentions to manifest easier. And you're going to be able to use that dark energy to really push your own self into doing bigger and better things. And also, in a weird way, that dark energy is going to serve as protector, which is interesting because it's more of a yang energy. So it's almost going to serve as a protector for you. So it's like people won't want to fuck with you because you will like have this masculine, like kind of dark energy about you that even though you're not like meaning anybody harm, you're not trying to kill anybody, you're not trying to do crazy things to people, but like people are going to feel that and they're going to be like, this person's not to be fucked with. Like you don't cross that person. And even though they won't like hit you or do anything, but it's like a subconscious like, I see that. I'm not going to, do anything to this person. So it's interesting because all your life you felt like you've had to protect yourself and guard yourself against people like hurting you or taking advantage of you. And as you heal and do shadow work and really come into yourself and really embrace the transformation and the death that's happening within you, and you might really feel like you're dying. Yeah, it's just going to serve like almost like as a protector from now. As you keep diving into yourself, it's just going to like, you won't have to feel the need to be guarded anymore. Because you will know that like, okay, so it's interesting in the Bible, it talks about, there's a verse, I know I'm going to mess it up because I don't know what it is word for word, but it talks about basically like, you're not like, do not touch my anointed ones. The people that I have anointed to do my work, anybody that comes against them or anybody that speaks against them, like they're going to feel my wrath because they're protected by me because they're here to do my work. Like, I feel like that's a part, like that's for you. That you like are an anointed one. In a sense of you are here to do a work and to help people heal, to help people evolve, and to do the same work for yourself. And therefore, anybody that comes against you while you're doing that work and while you're, raising the collective, like they will be dealt with karmically. So don't ever feel like you have to be somebody's karma. Oh no, the universe will take care of that for you, and way better than you could ever do it. And you won't have to go to jail for it, right? That's what's up. Let me get 2 more cards about this sorcerer. Interesting. Ace of Wands in the reverse. It's interesting that like, it has all these cards come out reverse. Shit, yeah. So this is a very deep, subconscious, inner reflected energy. So with the Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Five of Cups in the reverse, um, don't feel discouraged by not seeing, again, I think I said it in this pile. Don't feel discouraged by not seeing any like progress. Like, it's going to take a while to go through this transformation. It's going to take a while for like your gifts to really start being, what's the word? Very obvious to you. Interesting. I also feel like if some of you are attracted to the darker arts, don't. Not don't, however. How can I put this? Like the darker arts can definitely lead you into like a spiraling kind of like mental confusion and depression, and it really won't help you go to where you're going. But I feel like if you really not even control this dark energy, but if you let more of the feminine come in, the wild woman come in, if you let that side take over more, I feel like it will really, really you'll see more results. Like I said, if you work with a goddess energy, or if you work with a goddess and go that route more than doing like black magic or whatever you want to call it, dark arts, left-handed path kind of stuff, I feel like it would, you know, behoove you more. This is very interesting. Let me see. Okay, well, that's definitely the end of this reading. So you have a 10-10. Things are ending. Burdens are being dropped. Hard times are done. Like the worst is behind you, which is very interesting because that's a common theme that's coming up. You are learning to let go of those negative parts of you that have really held you back in life. And I feel like right now might not be the best time to start anything new, because you have a lot of healing going on. Crazy thing too, as you're healing, and you might be able to like not read people's minds, but like hear what people are thinking, you know, or be able to feel when they're lying, or being able to feel when they have bad intentions. I feel like that's going to amplify, and that's going to grow. And some of you might even be able to learn to like move stuff with your mind, as wild as that sounds. I think this sorcerer energy, this dark psyche energy is really, like it's really going to power your will. Like when things get tough or when things look scary, this energy is going to step in, you know, and be like, well, I ain't afraid of shit. Like, what's going to happen? I run this bitch. This is mine. This is my house, right? That's very interesting. And I feel like Yeah. Especially going to come in use if you're going to be doing healing. Because if there's negative attachments to people, negative entities that you might come across, even if you're like astral projecting, that dark energy is going to serve as a protector as well. The wild woman is going to serve that part of you, that true part of yourself, that light that shines within you. And then this dark energy of not afraid of anything, like you are going to be able to go against spiritually things that most people would be afraid of. You know? So very cool, very interesting. All right, well, very interesting reading. I hope this resonated. Pile number 3. And I hope to see you again soon. Love and light.